Thank you, Deputy Premier. Good afternoon, everyone. The Ministry of Youth, Culture, and Sport continues to be proud of its role in our community. Since becoming the minister last year, I have been extremely heartened by the enthusiasm and dedication from the team in the ministry who work tirelessly to ensure that our culture and heritage is preserved, and that our young people are nurtured, and that our next generation of elite athletes are supported. Our ministry remains committed to ensuring that it continues to focus on supporting these critical programs which contribute to the enrichment and betterment of our people. Our budget allocations are designed to progress the pledges that we made in the government's throne speech. With that, I wish to provide a brief overview of some of the areas my ministry will focus on in this upcoming fiscal year. The Ministry of Youth, Culture, and Sports budget for this year is $13,718,000, which represents an increase of 7% over last year's budget, or $849,000. There will be an opportunity to go into depth regarding specific and detailed allocations during the budget debate, which gets underway next week. But we wanted to share some of our programs focused this year, which are follows. The Bermuda government, through the Department of Youth, Sport, and Recreation, values the importance of sport in Bermuda, as well as nurturing the development of our young people. To this end, I am excited to announce that during this upcoming fiscal year, we will provide additional support to high-performing as well as elite athletes to ensure that our athletes continue to dominate on the world stage, proving that a small population can create world-class athletes. As it relates to our national sports governing bodies, we will continue working with their leadership in the development of the long-term athletic development plans. Our objective in this regard is to educate those national sports governing bodies about the importance of the long-term athletic development, to further develop and enhance those NSGBs already familiar with these principles, and to encourage organizations to think analytically about their sport and how it can be improved. We have increased funding for our very popular summer day camp and after-school programs. This will help in increasing a number of available spots for our young people. The Department of Youth, Sport, and Recreation is also providing investment grants this year to assist young persons who wish to pursue their recreational passions in areas including arts, oration, culinary arts, science, technology, engineering, and math. Turning to the Department of Culture, our signature programs include the Bermuda Day Parade, the Gombe Festival, as well as National Heroes celebrations. Today, I am pleased to use this opportunity to formally announce that this year's Heritage Month theme is a Bermudian Renaissance. We chose this theme because we recognize that Bermudians have always had to be resourceful. Even though we hail from a small, isolated island, we have always found inventive ways to redefine who we are. Our artists redefine what it means to Bermudian in public art, in spoken word, in music, and in dance. This Heritage Month, we look with a renewed interest at the talents and identities that continue to shape and evolve our national identity. The Department of Culture will also be creating the second part of a short film series, Gold Bermudians, that highlight the accomplishments of Bermudians who have punched above their weight on the international stage. The first set of films, to be premiered at the end of the month, will feature stories of Earl Cameron, Lance Hayward, Keturah Horton Parent-Chief, Michael Frith, and Clarence Hill. The department is also providing a series of workshops under the banner of our Cultural Lab series, empowering creatives to further hone their craft and the way they present themselves when auditioning. And we are also partnering with the Ministry of Education to provide tradition bearers in the schools. This program supports a master artist who offers workshops to primary and/or middle school students on how to create and build uniquely Bermudian items, structures, and art pieces. Currently, Mr. Milton Hill is working with a group of students at Whitney and Clearwater Middle Schools to construct a traditional wooded fitted dinghy. So far, the feedback has been very encouraging, and we are stepping up our plans to expand this signature program. In closing, the ministry intends to continue to develop and celebrate our people through a variety of cultural, creative, and youth-focused initiatives. We will continue to dedicate our efforts to sports development by supporting elite athletes, our national sports governing bodies, as well as youth organizations. Thank you.
All right, members of the meeting, we're going to start with Mr. Earl Basin, Stacks.
Good afternoon, Minister.
Sir.
I'm glad to hear that the elite athletes will have funding. But there's a concern that at the youth level, where we develop athletes to get to the elite status, is lacking funding. How do we plan to address that part?
You will see in our budget debates, Mr. Basin, that there is significant funding that has been allocated to the Department of Youth, Sport, and Recreation, to the long-term athletic development program, which will go directly to youth programs.
Okay. Talk a little bit about this past year and our athletes and what the government thinks about where sports is heading in this country.
Actually, since the time that I've been in here, in this role as ministry, I think we've had some very positive sporting events that have taken place. You would have seen in probably the first week that I came in October, we had a very successful the Crifta Triathlon that was here in Bermuda. We had in January the Elite Mile, which was won by one of our elite athletes, Mr. D.H. Miners, and I'm sure he and others will be happy to hear about this commitment to the elite athletes of this island. As you may or may not know, the Bermuda cricket team is currently in Argentina, and they are getting ready to prepare for a series of matches to qualify for the next stage of going to the T20 World Cup, and that actually starts on Saturday. The Bermuda Football Association is getting ready to take a match against, I think, Guyana in March. So there are quite a bit of initiatives that are going on, and this ministry is happy to support those organizations, national sports governing bodies, which I met with yesterday, to reiterate this government's support for sport on this island at all levels.
One of the main topics in sport is the upgrading of the National Sports Center.
Absolutely.
Where are we? I'm not talking about the energy plant because we would all see that's happening right now. There's an issue, obviously, with lighting that the Bermuda Football Association have to play their match at 3 o'clock in the afternoon because lighting on the main stadium is inadequate. So can we get an update on that?
Well, I know you said you did not want to connect the two, but the reason why the lighting is unavailable is because the changing of the light bulbs at the Flora Duffy Stadium is directly related to the upgrade of the energy. So there has to be a sufficient time for gentlemen to climb, I don't know how many feet in the air to change light bulbs. And those light bulbs are being changed from the regular light bulbs that we've had for years to LED light bulbs. And unfortunately, with this scheduling of the football match, I'm not going to turn on a stadium with half regular lights and half LED lights because I don't think FIFA would actually approve the pitch for play. So they are connected, and that is the reason why we're going to have a day match on this one-off instance.
And last, about the lighting, the North Field.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we in posting the 4 that were destroyed in the storm some years ago, but have not been erected?
I will have to take that question back to the Board of Trustees of the National Sports Center. And when I have the answer, I will furnish it to you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Mr. Basin. Thank you for your questions. Jasmine, do you have any questions for the minister at all?
Hi, Minister. Just the one question. You mentioned some renewed investment into summer day camps.
Yes.
I wondered if you could expand a bit on that.
You would recall that I think I gave a ministerial statement a few months ago that we were able to find in this current budget some additional funds that we were able to direct to summer day camp and after school programs. And that was as a result of just where we are economically in the country. And what the department has looked at is that we have a very lengthy wait list for individuals to get to summer day camp and to get to after school programs, which, as you know, has a direct effect sometimes on social behaviors. So all this is a continuation of what we put in as a temporary fix for this current budget, and we're reallocating some funds so that we can continue that level of service going forward for 23-24. So what we didn't want to do is increase levels from January to April, and then after April say, oh, we've got to go back to pre-budget levels of capacity. So it's just a continuation of what we announced a few months ago.
Thank you. And that wait list, around how many numbers are you looking at?
The wait list, I think when I made that statement previously, was about 91, and it has reduced significantly since we've made this investment.
Any view to offer some free vouchers for parents who are looking to get their kids to after school programs?
I believe that there are free vouchers that are already offered through other departments.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jasmine. Jonathan, did you have any questions?
Oh, I'm all set, thank you.
All right, very good. Well, I believe that concludes today's press briefing. Thank you very much